All right, number 5. It says, suppose that your angle, now theta always represents an angle. Suppose that your angle is greater than 0 and less than 90. If it's greater than 0 but less than 90, which quadrant is it in? It's the first quadrant. So can you guys draw that theta right now? It's same thing as last time, but this time you don't know what the theta is, you just know which quadrant it is. Yep. If you want to draw it on your homework, I suppose you could do that too. So I know it's between 0 degrees and 90 degrees. So I'm going to draw my triangle like this. So here's my theta. Yeah, don't let the theta confuse you guys. That's just like trigonometry's version of an x. It just we use Greek variables, Greek letters to represent angles. Okay, so this is theta, and we know this about this triangle. We know that sine is 1 over rad 3, which is weird because we haven't seen this before. What is the value of cosine of theta? Now you guys know what cosine is. It's adjacent over hypotenuse. You guys remember SOHCAHTOA? I wrote it down earlier. I'm going to write it down again. It's opposite over hypotenuse, adjacent over hypotenuse, and then toa, opposite over adjacent. Okay, and then if we had a triangle here, there's theta again. This would be your opposite, this would be your hypotenuse, and this would be your adjacent. Okay, so I'm looking for this. This is our goal, but our problem with that is I don't know what the adjacent side is, or the hypotenuse. You see there's the adjacent side, and there's the hypotenuse. That would give me my answer. What? Right? Adjacent over hypotenuse. So how can we use this to help us find the answer to that? Is 1 the opposite, adjacent, or hypotenuse side? That's the opposite side. What side on this triangle is opposite that angle? The vertical, horizontal, or the hypotenuse? The vertical is the opposite side. So what is the hypotenuse? Rad 3. Now what is that going to be? How would we figure that out? This guy right here. Well, not that guy, because that's in the unit circle. We're going to use a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So what is the c? It's your hypotenuse. Got to square that. What is, let's make a the 1. And then b is what we're looking for. B is this side right here that we're looking for. So we have 1 plus b squared equals 3. Because the square root of 3 times the square root of 3 equals 3. So I subtract 1 from both sides and I get 2. So b equals the square root of 3. I'm sorry, the square root of 2. So if this is the square root of 2, can you guys now tell me what cosine is? Cosine of this angle equals? What's the adjacent? Root 2 over? What's hypotenuse? Root 3. So that's how you do it when you're not inside of a unit circle. And we're not inside of a unit circle here because the hypotenuse is rad 3. Does this make sense? Answer might not look like this because, and I forgot, algebra 2, you can't leave a radical down there. What do I multiply at top and bottom by? So what do I get on top?
Rad 6.
I get rad 6, and on the bottom?
Rad 3.
Just 3. Well, you get rad 9, which is 3. So this is what you would have. Now there is a different way to do this problem. I like this way the most, but here, let me show you the other way really quick, and then we can pack it up. Alright, so if you wanted to put this triangle inside the unit circle, what you would need to do is you would need to take this rad 3 and divide it by rad 3. And then divide this by rad 3, then divide this by rad 3. Do you guys know what rad 3 divided by rad 3 is? 1. Okay, so if I divide this by rad 3, I get 1. If I divide this by rad 3, it's just 1 over rad 3, or you could say it's rad 3 over 3, because you have to multiply the top and the bottom by rad 3. Then I have to divide this one by rad 3. which is the same thing as rad 6 over 3. So, okay, so now our triangle is in the unit circle. Why? Because its hypotenuse is 1. I divided all the sides right here by rad 3 so that I would have a 1 on the hypotenuse. And now your cosine is this, and your sine is this, just like what we worked on before. So, choose the way you like and use that way.